Very good afternoon to you all. Good afternoon. Welcome into the Celebrity Theatre for our matinee showtime. Thank you so much for being here. I know we've got a glorious day outside and there's lots going on. So we really do appreciate you being with us in the Celebrity Theatre this afternoon. And just to give you a little bit of background about how this show came together, I'll be on the podium speaker, Stuart, who is doing our destination lectures of this cruise. Also has a series of presentations about the classical masters, and a couple of days ago he came to us and said he'd love to put something together alongside DUO ALLURE to really bring some extra entertainment to you and bring the Beyond the Podium series into the entertainment world with live music as well. The last couple of days they've worked diligently and very hard to put this together for you for what I'm sure is going to be an incredible matinee performance. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage Stuart, Gustafson and DUO ALLURE.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Celebrity Theatre and our classical concert today with the DUO ALLURE. A little bit about classical music. We're going to cover 4 musical masters today in a little brief time here together. And our first one we're going to talk about and listen to is Johann Sebastian Bach. Most of us know Bach from Brandenburg Concertos, Toccata, Fugue, and many things like that. He was born in 1685, died in 1750, so he was right in the middle of the Baroque era of music. So when you hear Baroque music, you think Bach. He was the music director, the Kapellmeister at St. Thomas Lutheran Church in Leipzig from 1723 until his death in 1750. And that's actually where he is buried now. So among the many pieces that he wrote were 4 orchestral suites. And what we're going to hear right now is the aria from the 3rd suite, at which we know today as Air on the G string. Well, as the music director for a church, he of course wrote a lot of sacred music. Hundreds of pieces, of course, in his 27 years as the music director at St. Thomas Church in Leipzig. And the following is an Arioso from a cantata that he wrote for the third Epiphany, or the third Sunday, third Sunday after Epiphany in 1729. Now the next composer we're going to hear from was a contemporary of Bach, George Friedrich Handel, actually born 1 month before Bach, February 1685, in Germany, trained in Germany and in Italy, moved to London in 1721, where he decided to stay for the rest of his life. Became a full British subject in 1727. When he died in 1759, he was buried with full state honors in Westminster Abbey. Well, the first piece we're going to hear is from 1749. King George II wanted to celebrate the end of the War of Austrian Succession and the signing of the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle in 1748, and so he contracted with Handel to write some music. He wanted to throw a big party in the park, in London's Green Park, and so he asked me to write a wind band suite, and Handel said, great, but I want violins. And the Duke came to Handel and says, the king does not want violins. You will not hear violins in the outside. They play inside. They don't play outside. So we're fortunate that we are inside, so we can have strings as we hear music for the royal fireworks. Well, 32 years before that, Handel had been in London, though he didn't finally settle there until 1721. But in 1717, King George I wanted a concert on the River Thames. So he contracted Handel and said, write me some music. So here is the Hornpipe in D from Water Music. one probably known by many of you because of a movie that came out about 30-some years ago, Amadeus. So Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, born in Salzburg, 1756, dies in Vienna, 1791. Very prolific catalog of his works, over 626 works in his catalog. Well, one of his most popular pieces is a serenade. Serenade number 13 in G major, Cursor 525. Most of people don't know it by that name, but I think when you hear them play the first and last movements, you will